So the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act filled a gap in employment law. And so Title VII was amended by the Pregnancy Discrimination Act to prohibit discrimination based on pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions. But there was no affirmative obligation to provide accommodations for a woman who was pregnant in the workplace. And so just basic discrimination law doesn't have that affirmative duty to go above and beyond besides like the equal treatment of all the employees. So if a woman needed to sit down more or take extra bathroom breaks or maybe come to work a little bit later or just various things as she's going through just kind of the various physical aspects of pregnancy, there was no requirement unless the employer provided those accommodations to other folks in the workplace. There was no requirement to provide it to a pregnant woman. And so the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act required that affirmative duty to provide accommodations. And so we talked about the accommodations in the religion context. And so there's that affirmative duty to provide accommodations in you might be familiar, the Americans with Disabilities Act, right? There's the affirmative duty to provide accommodations for those disabilities. And so this added pregnancy is not considered a disability, and most pregnancy-related conditions are not disabilities, though some might qualify, but many or most do not. And so there was this gap in employment law. So it provided reasonable accommodations for the known limitations related to pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions, unless it posed an undue hardship on the employer. So the same standard with religion and with the Americans with Disabilities Act for the accommodation. So that's pretty standard employment law. And this was something that everyone supported, right? Like, we want pregnant women in the workplace to be able to work, to have healthy pregnancies. It was supported by Republicans and Democrats. It was supported by women's groups and like Planned Parenthood. It was supported by the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, right? The whole spectrum. I had raised some concerns, and I think a few others had, that we believed that the EOC was going to take this law and say that it mandated abortion accommodations because of what the EOC has said in the past on certain things, the way the EOC